The relentless pursuit of being nice can be a double-edged sword on the spiritual path. While kindness and compassion are undoubtedly important virtues, the pressure to constantly please others and avoid conflict can create a spiritual trap, hindering our growth and authenticity. When niceness becomes a compulsive behavior driven by the fear of disapproval or conflict, it can quickly turn toxic. Instead of acting from a place of genuine compassion, we find ourselves constantly trying to please others, often at the expense of our own needs and desires. This pattern of people-pleasing can lead to resentment, burnout, and a deep sense of inauthenticity. We start to lose touch with our true selves as we bend over backward to meet the expectations of others. We become chameleons, adapting our behavior to fit the situation, but never truly showing our true colors. This can be particularly detrimental on the spiritual path, where authenticity is key to connecting with our inner wisdom and the divine. Another insidious aspect of the nice trap is its potential for spiritual bypassing. This is the tendency to use spiritual practices or beliefs to avoid difficult emotions or situations. It's the good vibes only mentality that dismisses anything negative or challenging as unspiritual. While it's important to cultivate positivity, denying our darker emotions or experiences can actually hinder our spiritual growth. It's like trying to build a house on a foundation of quicksand. It's simply not sustainable. When we constantly strive to be nice, we often suppress our shadow selves, the parts of us that we deem unacceptable or unlovable. These may include anger, jealousy, greed, or other negative emotions. But these emotions are not inherently bad. They are simply part of the human experience. When we deny them, we deny a part of ourselves, and this can lead to a deep sense of fragmentation and disconnection. The nice trap can also manifest as a fear of conflict. We may avoid expressing our opinions or disagreeing with others for fear of upsetting them or causing tension. This can create a superficial sense of harmony, but it's a fragile piece built on a foundation of unspoken resentment and unacknowledged differences. True spiritual connection requires honesty, vulnerability, and the willingness to engage in healthy conflict when necessary. The power to break free from the nice trap lies within each of us. It starts with recognizing the ways in which this pattern is showing up in our lives. Are you constantly saying yes when you really want to say no? Do you find yourself biting your tongue to avoid rocking the boat? Do you feel drained and resentful after interacting with certain people? These are all signs that you may be caught in the nice trap. Once we become aware of this pattern, we can start to dismantle it. This doesn't mean becoming a jerk or intentionally hurting others. It simply means prioritizing our own needs and well-being, setting healthy boundaries, and communicating our truth with compassion and clarity. It means accepting all aspects of ourselves, both light and shadow, and recognizing that our authenticity is a gift to ourselves and the world. The path to authenticity is a journey of self-discovery. It requires courage, vulnerability, and a willingness to challenge our deeply ingrained beliefs about what it means to be a good person. But the rewards are immeasurable, and when we shed the nice persona and accept our true selves, we tap into a wellspring of inner power, creativity, and joy. We become more resilient in the face of challenges, more compassionate towards ourselves and others, and more deeply connected to our spiritual essence. One of the most powerful tools on this journey is radical honesty. This doesn't mean being brutally blunt or insensitive, but rather speaking our truth with kindness and respect. It means being willing to express our needs, desires, and opinions, even when they differ from those around us. It means saying no when we need to, and setting boundaries that protect our energy and well-being. Accepting our personal power is another key aspect of the anti-nice approach. This doesn't mean dominating others or acting out of ego, but rather owning our desires, needs, and ambitions. It means recognizing that we have a right to take up space in the world and that our voice matters. It means stepping into leadership roles, pursuing our passions, and expressing our creativity without apology. When we own our power, we become a force for good in the world. Challenging outdated beliefs is also essential for breaking free from the nice trap. Many of us have been conditioned to believe that being nice is the only way to be a good person. We've been taught to prioritize the needs of others over our own, to avoid conflict at all costs, and to suppress any emotions or desires that might be perceived as negative. But these beliefs are not universal truths. They are simply social constructs that may or may not serve our highest good. By questioning these beliefs, we open ourselves up to new possibilities for living and relating to others. We start to see that there is no one-size-fits-all approach to spirituality or personal growth. We realize that what works for one person may not work for another, and that's okay. We give ourselves permission to experiment, to make mistakes, and to find our own unique path. Let's take a moment to explore some real-world examples of individuals who have transformed their lives by accepting the anti-nice approach. Think of the Dalai Lama, a spiritual leader known for his compassion and wisdom. He has consistently spoken out against injustice and oppression, even when it has meant challenging powerful figures and institutions. His willingness to stand up for what he believes in, even when it's unpopular, is a shining example of the anti-nice approach in action. These are just a few examples of how accepting our authenticity and challenging outdated beliefs can lead to profound personal and societal transformation. When we break free from the nice trap, we unleash our full potential and become catalysts for positive change in the world. There are many misconceptions and clarifications surrounding the anti-nice approach. Some may worry that it's simply a license to be rude or disrespectful, but this couldn't be further from the truth. The anti-nice approach is not about being unkind, but rather about being honest and assertive in a way that honors both our own needs and the needs of others. It's also important to distinguish between compassion and niceness. While these two qualities may seem similar, there's a crucial difference, and compassion arises from a deep understanding of our shared humanity and a genuine desire to alleviate suffering. It's a heartfelt response to the pain of others, and it motivates us to act with kindness and generosity. Niceness, on the other hand, can often be a superficial display of politeness or agreeableness. It may be motivated by a desire to be liked, to avoid conflict, or to maintain a certain image. While there's nothing wrong with being polite, when niceness becomes a mask we wear to hide our true feelings or to avoid rocking the boat, it can become a barrier to genuine connection and spiritual growth. Finding the balance between authenticity and compassion is an ongoing process. It's about learning to speak our truth with kindness and respect, to set healthy boundaries without shutting others out, and to engage in conflict in a way that fosters understanding and growth. It's about recognizing that we are all works in progress and that it's okay to make mistakes along the way. Now let's explore some practical tips for incorporating more authenticity into your daily life. Start small. Instead of automatically saying yes to every request, pause and consider whether it truly aligns with your needs and values. Practice saying no with kindness and firmness. When someone asks for your opinion, share it honestly, even if it differs from theirs. And if you're feeling angry or resentful, express those emotions in a healthy way, rather than suppressing them. Self-reflection is also crucial on this journey. Take some time each day to check in with yourself and ask, am I acting from a place of authenticity, or am I trying to please others? What are my true needs and desires in this situation? How can I express myself in a way that is both honest and compassionate? If you're feeling hesitant or fearful about accepting this new approach, know that you're not alone. Many people struggle with the fear of rejection, the fear of conflict, and the fear of hurting others' feelings. But remember, true connections are built on authenticity, not on pleasing everyone. And when you show up as your true self, you attract people who appreciate and value you for who you are, not for who you pretend to be. As for the fear of conflict, it's important to recognize that conflict is a natural part of life. It doesn't have to be destructive or hurtful. In fact, when handled with respect and compassion, conflict can lead to deeper understanding, stronger relationships, and greater personal growth. Learning to communicate our needs and boundaries in a clear and assertive way is a valuable skill that can transform our relationships and our lives. The fear of hurting others' feelings is a common concern for those who are accustomed to prioritizing the needs of others over their own. But it's important to remember that honesty, delivered with kindness and respect, is ultimately more respectful than pretending to be someone you're not. When we express our true feelings and opinions, we give others the opportunity to know and understand us on a deeper level. This can lead to more meaningful connections and a greater sense of intimacy in our relationships. Accepting the anti-nice approach doesn't mean abandoning compassion or kindness. In fact, it can actually deepen our capacity for both. When we're no longer weighed down by the need to please everyone, we can focus our energy on those who truly matter to us. We can offer our support and love without feeling drained or resentful. And we can engage in acts of kindness that are truly authentic and heartfelt, rather than simply going through the motions. The journey towards authenticity is an ongoing process, and it looks different for everyone. There is no right or wrong way to do it. The key is to be patient with yourself, to listen to your inner wisdom, and to trust that by accepting your true self, you are stepping onto a path of greater fulfillment, joy, and spiritual growth. If this video has resonated with you, if it has sparked a flicker of recognition or a yearning for deeper authenticity, I encourage you to take the next step. Like and share this video with others who might be struggling with the nice trap. Subscribe to our channel for more content on spiritual development and personal growth. And most importantly, start experimenting with these ideas in your own life. What small steps can you take today to accept your authentic self and step into your power? The journey begins now.